Hello, my name is Savannah and I'm a nurse practitioner student. I understand that you have some questions about your 6-year-old son still needing to be in a booster seat. Well, in the short run, the answer to the question is yes, but I'd really like to take some time to explain why that is so important and answer any questions if you have them. So I'm going to begin by discussing the situation with you. The National Highway Traffic Safety Administration recommends that all children who have outgrown their car seat continue to ride in a booster seat until they're at least 8 years old and 4 feet 9 inches tall. They also recommend that if the child has outgrown the manufacturer's height and weight recommendations for their booster seat, that they may be able to use a seat belt without the booster seat, but it also is good to be reminded that most booster seats can be used for children that weigh from 80 to 120 pounds. Lastly, they also state that your child is ready to use a regular booster seat when he can keep his feet against the car seat, keep his back against the car seat, his knees naturally bent over the edge of the car seat, and his feet stay flat on the floor of the car. Also, a child is supposed to be in a booster seat until they are big enough to fit in the seat belt properly. For a seatbelt to fit properly, the lap belt must be snugly across the upper thighs, not the stomach. The shoulder belt should lie snugly across the shoulder chest and not across the neck or face. The issue with seatbelts is that they are designed to fit adult bodies and don't hold children securely. Children that use booster seats decrease the risk of crash-related injury by 45%. This is because the booster seat does as the name suggests and boosts the child high enough for the seatbelts to restrain the child safely. Without a booster seat in the event of a crash, an adult seatbelt can actually cause injury to a child rather than prevent it. For example, if the lap belt rests on the child's stomach, which it's likely to do without a booster seat, the child could suffer stomach, liver, or spleen damage in a crash. And if the shoulder belt rests against the neck rather than the chest, this could move it to under the arm where it could cause cracked ribs or damage internal organs, or behind the neck where it offers no protection at all against head, neck, and spinal injuries. For this reason, it's recommended that children use a booster seat until they meet the recommendations of the National Highway Traffic and Safety Administration. Lastly, it's the law that the child remains in a car seat or booster seat until they're at least 8 years old. There are actually 48 states that have this law, and North Dakota is one of them. Overall, the reason it's so important that your child remains in a booster seat is to keep them safe. And that's honestly all we want for our children, is to keep them safe. So now that I've explained all of this information to you, are there any questions or concerns that I can add or answer for you today?